Well, welcome to the RBC Emerging Artist Pitch Session. We are so glad you could join us. My name is Sheena Rattai, and I'm one of the mentors, part of this mentorship program with Manitoba Arts Network. Manitoba Arts Network connects, showcases, and promotes visual performing artists with communities across Manitoba. I'd like to start with a land acknowledgement. Manitoba Arts Network and our members live and work on Treaty 1, 2, 3, and 5 territories. We acknowledge and appreciate the past, present, and future generations of the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, Dene peoples, and the Métis Nation, as well as the Inuit people who have a strong community here in Manitoba. This year's RBC Emerging Artist Mentorship was completely online and has been ongoing over the last 5 months. It has tackled new and innovative practices to prepare these artists for the changed music industry. With mentors Roland Deschambault, Grace Hrabi, and myself, the mentees have learned inventive skills such as creating a sizzle reel and electronic press kit, building an online audience, and more. These artists recorded their videos as part of their sizzle reels and are ready to showcase them to you tonight. I would like to thank our funders and sponsors, Royal Bank of Canada and Factor, who artists like myself and many of the ones involved here know very well. I would like to review some Zoom etiquette in efforts to respect the artists while we are viewing their videos and while they are talking. We have muted everyone to reduce background noise. We will unmute everyone during the question and answer portion of the evening. A window will appear asking if you want to be unmuted, and just select unmute if you wish to be. Now, I would like to introduce you to our first artist duo, the Prairie Joggers. As founding members of local blues rock group Otter Than Otters, Gertzen, vocals and guitar, and Hill, drums, have played on stages across Manitoba. Their single debut, Hola Luna, oh shoot.
Hola.
Hola Luna, okay, great, was listed on the top 50 songs chosen by judges and panelists for 2018 CBC Searchlight competition. That's so awesome. So now we will watch their video. great. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions now. Are you ready?
Yes.
Excellent. So your sets consist of both original music and covers. How do you choose the covers that you play?
It's a mix of what we're currently listening to and what we come across on the radio. We really try and keep an open mind when we're choosing the covers and try not to be bound by any genre. But we really like to try and do our own thing with the songs that we learn. We try to stay true to ourselves. So when we're playing the songs live, they flow with our original songs and feel nice in our set. Right now we're covering artists like Ray Charles, Amy Winehouse, Adele, Jack Johnson, Kings of Leon, Old Crow Medicine Show.
Nice.
And yeah.
Cool. Is there something like particular that jumps out at you when you hear a song? You're like, "Ooh, that one, we have to do it." Do you know exactly?
Actually, it's weird. It's like, usually I'll go through the song. I'll go through a couple songs that we've chosen and put into a playlist and like listen through them and play along with them. Or if there's something that kind of jumps out at me, I'll learn the core of it and then we'll jam it together. And we'll pretty quickly, like after playing it 2 times tops, we'll be like, yay or nay. And when we don't really put in like, and we also find that we really like learning songs that aren't really in our genre. If we get kind of bored if we're playing a song the same way as the original artist does it, we get more excited if we're able to do our own thing and put our own twist on a song. So we're usually trying to put our own twists, and even if it's not totally restructuring the song and just changing the vibe, and that's more exciting for us. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much. Okay, now the second question is, what is your songwriting process as a duo? Do you primarily write alone or together?
Our songwriting process is pretty inconsistent. Yeah, like we let it happen naturally. So sometimes it starts with a page of lyrics and we kind of force a melody or a riff on it, or oftentimes Cody will come up with a riff, record it, and I'll kind of listen and write. Or kind of the one consistent thing is we'll come together with a piece and kind of work with it there, and come up with the structure. And I don't know, we'll figure out what works and what doesn't, and but
oftentimes it's just us hammering it out, just like whatever works. The last time, just recently, we haven't, been writing a lot. There's not a lot of inspiration going on through COVID for us. We just put up a Zoom mic in the middle of us and just messed around, and we ended up coming up with some song ideas that way too. So yeah, still trying to innovate and come up with new ways for us to write songs.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of us are trying to do. That's great.
Yeah.
So,
which bands have most inspired your sound and this particular project?
Well, we're always drawn, like we love songwriting, so kind of always drawn towards bands that like we can relate to lyrically. But in terms of sound, I think bands like Neil Young and Old Crow Medicine Show, Houndmouth, Alabama Shakes, CCR, we like the rawness that those kind of bands have, where it's kind of like what you hear is what you get. There's an energy in their live recordings that you also get that's very similar to the live performance. And especially as a 2-piece, we're not trying to layer too much on top of our sound. We want to kind of less is more, and what you hear in our recordings is kind of what you'll get live as well.
Cool. Those are all great artists. I'm a big fan of Alabama Shakes. That's wicked.
So good.
Okay, so then the next question is, what are some of the differences between your recording sessions and your live performances? That's a great question.
Mm-hmm. Performing live, as I'm sure for most artists, but for us, in a huge way, has always been a favorite thing to do. It's always been the most exciting thing. And I think it's been what's driven us to put so much effort into playing music. And we've tried recording in the studio in the past, recording our parts separately, and it just doesn't work for us. We end up playing our parts just different or wrong, and nothing clicks. So we're taking the approach of doing our actual recordings, doing them live off the floor as well, where Adam and I the one constant is us, right? When we're playing live, we've got us and the audience, and when we're recording, we've got us. So we want to just feed off of each other and embrace the room that we're in, and embrace the lead, and record close together. So that the main difference, I guess, is the audience. But we're really, with our recordings, we're really trying to capture that rawness and that liveness, and trying to put the listener in the room with us.
Love that, putting the listener in the room with you. That's so great. I think you achieve that absolutely with that made, like, grabbing that energy with the two of you playing together in the recording session. That's so great. Okay, so the final question of the evening: what are your plans once things start opening up again post COVID? What's that look like for you? Been thinking about that?
Oh yeah. Touring and just playing as much as we can.
Yeah.
I don't know. We cannot wait to play for as many people as possible and finally hit the road. And I don't know.
Yeah, that's priority number one. Is play as much live music as possible wherever we can do it. Yeah. And obviously with that, we're gonna record and release new music, but performing live as much as possible will take precedence over it for sure.
Yeah. Doing exactly what you just said, connecting with each other in the audience and making that
exactly
happen.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Prairie Joggers. And we're going to move on now to our next artist, Cohen Sieg. It's such a pleasure to have you. Hailing from Sieg's Corner, Manitoba, he has become a local favorite while making his way to festivals, events, and open mics across the country. Cohen is a pop folk singer-songwriter who is known for playing guitar, but is also a multi-talented instrumentalist, playing a full band of instruments, including bass, keyboard, saxophone, and percussion, to name a few, only a few. Wonderful. Now we will see a video from Cohen.
Hi, I'm Cohen Sieg, and this is Don't Wanna Break Your Heart. Don't wanna, and I don't wanna be the one to vent about when things are right. We both know what's going on. I think we felt this for a long time. Maybe if we took some time and try to find the real line, I would understand it wasn't you. But until I can finally see that maybe it was all just me, I will always try to blame you. And I don't wanna break your heart tonight, but I don't know if things will be fine. I just wanna race to the start before it all went wrong. Ooh. Don't wanna, and I wish I could turn back time, remind us of what we really like. The people that we have become are the ones we used to despise. But baby, we're going down, and I can find a way to get out. Do you really think we can pull through? I don't wanna just believe that you're out there in the seas, baby. I'm right in front of you. And I don't wanna break your heart tonight, but I don't know if things will be fine. I just wanna race to the start before it all went wrong. Ooh, ooh. Don't wanna, don't wanna, and I don't wanna break your heart, but I think we need a new start. And I don't wanna find somebody new, and I don't wanna be the one who always plays it just for fun. I think it's time finally heard the truth, that I don't wanna give up on us. Baby, I love you just way too much. Let you just slowly slip away, and I don't want things to stay the same. I don't want things to finally change, but baby, this is all I can take. And I don't wanna break your heart tonight, but I don't know when things will be fine. I just wanna race to the start before it all went wrong. I don't wanna break your heart tonight, but I don't know if things will be fine. I just wanna race to the start before it all went wrong. Ooh. Don't wanna Don't wanna Thank you.
That was great. Thank you so much, Cohen. Okay.
Before you start, was that like really out of time for you, or was it that just me?
It was for my viewing, yes.
Yeah, okay. That's too bad. Whatever.
It was really out of time for people.
It was
I
like
think it's the internet, Cohen. I don't think it's your video.
No.
Yeah, because the video was, I mean, it's totally on time.
No, the Prairie Joggers one was off too. I think it's just the streaming.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like super rural, so it was like way, and I was like, is it just my internet here?
I think it's kind of just everybody's internet is just doing this thing. But it still sounded great. It didn't affect the sound.
Thank you.
We could get snippets of you looking at the camera. It was great. It was all the right moments happened, I think. It sounded great. Thank you so much. Are you ready for some questions?
I am, yes. Throw them at me.
Excellent. So first off, what inspired you to write this song?
Well, that is an excellent question. Just want to let you know. I feel like all these questions are going to be really top notch, just by the way. So really, it was kind of a lot of different things, and I touch on a lot of them in my sizzle reel, actually, which is on the Manitoba Art Network YouTube page. So if anyone wants to check that out, I think it'd be a good watch and really kind of explains how it came to be. But one of the things I didn't really touch upon is that, you know, as a songwriter, there's only really so much you can write about, and most tend to kind of focus on the highlights in life, maybe the lows, you know, and try to really spark those emotions. Whereas this song, I really wanted it to be something that was more or less like that kind of in between, like the real like struggles where you have this kind of choice, like, should I pursue this or should I just give up in a relationship? Like, is this kind of going where I want it, or should I end it? Even work I was faced with back in the summer. I was like, I had an instant and I was like, I might need to quit, you know, but I've been working here so long, and it's kind of that type of uncertainty that I think a lot of people will feel in life. And I just kind of played on that. And for me, it was something that I'd never really explored. And so it was just, this was kind of something I wanted to write just to kind of grow as an artist. And yeah. And I think most importantly, the one line is just want to race to the start before it all went wrong. I think inadvertently that really kind of sums up our times. Right now, I think we all kind of wish we could go back to when things weren't, pardon my French, shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how that came to be.
Cool. Yeah, so just sort of the tension of those moments.
Yeah, that's kind of this kind of back and forth, you know, it's, yeah, really fun to play with.
Absolutely. That's great. We all know that feeling. That's excellent. Yeah. So has your music style rather changed much throughout your career?
See, another excellent question. So like,
where are these from?
Yeah, who wrote these? Like their IQ was, I would say yes and no, just because you have to think of it kind of in two ways. There's kind of the genre that you kind of write down on paper when you're trying to explain like who you are. So I started off playing country music. That's what I thought I was gonna do, listening to Blake Shelton and stuff. And then I was kind of playing more folk stuff, kind of Townes Van Zandt type of stuff, Del Barber, then leaning into like singer-songwriter, Ed Sheeran, and then more along the pop line, Shawn Mendes, and then all the way to now, that song had more kind of pop punk sort of roots in it. So if you kind of write down my genre on paper, it has really progressed over time. But I think the key point is that my like kind of true genre or my sound has always kind of remained constant. Like even when I wrote country, it didn't sound like a traditional country song, or the singer-songwriter had elements of it, but it also had something that kind of was hard to place your finger on it. I think really, if I was to sum up my genre, it would just be like this kind of undeniably Cohen Sieg sound. Like if you listen to John Mayer, huge brand of like different genres, but it's all goes into, he writes it a certain way. Ed Sheeran writes the songs a certain way. And when you hear that, it's recognizable. And I think I hope to accomplish that same feat. Yeah.
Cool. That's great. I was going to ask you, what do you think that thread is that kind of has, you know, kept you consistent with your own thing throughout exploring all those different genres? And you said, I think it's just a Cohen thing.
Just who I am, yeah. And even I touch upon that, and this is real too, just that kind of evolution of kind of finding what my sound is. So again, Manitoba Art Network YouTube page, check it out.
Hit up that sizzle reel.
Hit it up, play it on repeat. Yes, definitely.
Okay, perfect. So as your Cohen self, how are you memorable to new listeners, would you say?
Well, it kind of depends where they're finding my music. It used to be mostly live shows, but you know, that's not really the case. I was blessed to have a few markets and stuff this summer. So if we're talking about online, I think, again, I kind of touch upon just having that type of sound that is instantly like recognizable. Like I feel like if you put my song on, you kind of, hey, this is Cohen Sieg, just as if you put on a different artist like John Mayer, he has a distinct sound with his vocals. I've kind of been told I sound a little bit like John Mayer, but yeah, it's kind of that sound that you're going for. And even just in the way that I write the songs, I try to keep my songs kind of where any age or any demographic, they can relate to it. The themes that I'm talking about are themes that it's just human, you know, it's something anyone can either be experiencing those feelings, or those are kind of thoughts they're having that they wish they could share. And yeah, that's kind of hopefully how I become memorable in that aspect. I think for my live shows though, that's where if I'm not memorable, then I'm obviously doing my job wrong, because live shows are where I really thrive. Just it's mostly, if I were to sum that up, it'd be making connections. Even with my music, I want to make that connection personal, and with my live shows, it's really like just making my connection personal with whoever I'm singing to, having songs that people relate to. And even just at my shows, I'll have people come up with me and I'll have conversations with them. I've had young kids come up and they're like, oh, what's this setup you got here? Because I have all my gear, like you had mentioned before, my looper. And I explain it to them, and I explain like how I play these instruments, and some are interested in maybe learning one of the instruments I'm playing. So I'll explain it to them. And so I think, yeah, whether it be online or in person, it's really just making those connections and trying to have that come across.
Cool. Thank you very much. That's great. So speaking of your live show, what sort of music do you perform at your live shows?
Well, really, I try to kind of have a well-rounded type of show. So kind of just depending where I'm playing, I'll kind of adapt my set to that area. So I'll play like markets, and you can have any sort of age demographic there. So I'll try to have a set that's anyone can relate to. I have some country songs when I used to play country, some Blake Shelton stuff. I have more pop songs for when younger people come, some like Harry Styles, some Shawn Mendes. Then when it's like an older crowd, I might have some songs I enjoy playing, like In the Air Tonight, or I do a take on Stairway to Heaven on my looper. And even that one, I've had young people jamming to that too. And yeah, so those are the type of things to expect. Really, any demographic, if you came to my show, I should have something that you at least enjoy. And yeah, I think that's kind of how I've kind of viewed things. I have, of course, my own music that I perform. And again, like I mentioned, that's kind of the same aspect. It kind of connects with all sorts of different people. And then for the covers I throw in, I try to have covers that will relate to the audience.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. So our final question today is, why should the folks here today who are taking in this whole session hire you for their venue?
Yeah, that's really what it boils down to. Like, why choose me over any other artist? Because there's lots of great artists, and it's definitely we're all trying to show what we can bring. And I think that I bring a sense of maybe professionalism, or just, I can't really put the word on it, but just, I'm a well-rounded musician. I've been doing this for quite a long time, especially in rural Manitoba. I've been playing shows there, played shows Winnipeg, Park Theatre. I played shows in Australia and LA, and I've always just brought the same sort of character, really. That's kind of what I put on when I'm at a show, because it's not just about being a musician and playing songs and uploading. It's about really being an entertainer and entertaining. And when I hit that stage, I hit it with a sense of professionalism. This is my job and I want to do it good. When I get there, make sure I'm early. I really connect with the crew setting up. I have quite an extensive ensemble of gear and guitars and my looper and stuff, and we work in getting that set up, and my sound checks go good. And then, when it comes time to the show, I'm ready to entertain. I love being on a stage, and I connect with the audience from making jokes. I'm playing songs that hopefully spark some sort of emotion, whether it be my upbeat looper songs, some being like the 1975 and Led Zeppelin, like I had mentioned before, and then I have slower songs like Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen, and some of my own slower songs that sometimes make people cry. And I mean, it's all about bringing that emotion to the stage. And I feel like if you hire me, you have someone that can really strike any type of emotion that you're looking for. And yeah, I feel like you'd have no regrets, hopefully.
Cool. That's great. Just bringing that Cohen thing again.
Yeah.
That's great. Cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Cohen. Thanks for the discussion.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Lastly, sorry.
Sorry. I just thanking RBC. I do most of my banking just with RBC. Just want to put that out there. Like, if I need an e-transfer, it's RBC, no question. My mom, I don't know if I'm allowed to throw shade here, but
most of his banking, he says.
No, actually, it's all of it. I misspoke there. It's actually all RBC. Though my family does, dabble with some other institutions, but there's one is Reddit Union, if you know what I'm saying. Terrible customer service, bad with e-transfers, like would not recommend. RBC, easy to use. Yeah, I misspoke. You're right, Roland. But I got all the Visa, and I got like 4 cards from them.
Oh my goodness, it's so many cards. That's so many.
And the fact that they're giving back now, like I've given them all my money, I've ever made. It's gone to them, and they're giving back to the community with music. That's not even satirical. That's like, this is really awesome, and I'm so glad to be a part of this. Yeah.
We're glad for them too.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, RBC, and everyone here in RBC for all of their meeting all of our banking needs. Yeah. So excellent. Well, thank you so much. And so now we are going to move on to our final duo and presenter of the evening, or artist of the evening, I mean to say, Serenade. Serenade combines radio-friendly melodies with the traditional bluegrass style. Among performing Winnipeg in October of 2019, Serenade was chosen to take part in B&B Studios bench sessions. Their video was released in January of 2020. They recently performed as part of Festival de Voyageurs 2020. And they are currently recording their debut EP, Country Love Songs.
Okay. Country Love Songs, good song. Highly recommend it. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. We wrote it in summer in June. Great song.
Yeah.
I don't know how to talk about our own songs. Allison, tell our audience how we write songs.
Geneva writes the song, and then she comes to me and she plays it, and she either says, this sounded good when I played it earlier, or I don't know what I was thinking while I wrote this in the tub. So yeah. harmonies in the end.
There are a lot of music in the tub. That's fine. Anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much it. We write songs based on whether they have like an initial click or not. And country love songs just kind of, it did click right away. It kind of was born out of the idea that there were lots of love songs and lots of country songs about women pining after men. And I just kind of went, I'd like a country love song that is not about a woman pining after a man. That is like, I am a. Go ahead.
Like women empowerment.
It is more of a, you don't need to be pining after somebody to feel like complete or to feel whole, or, you know, and it really does have a bit of a statement to it that there's that line, oh, this is me not knowing my own lyrics. This is my favorite thing. There are no country love songs for girls who
Prize independence.
Prize independence over codependence. There you go. She knows my songs. That's so nice of her. So nice. Anyway, this is Country Love Songs, and we hope you like it. Yay.
1, 2, 3. We like to tell ourselves we're strong. We know it can't go on for long. I don't know why it seems to hurt us more than we are lonely, 'cause we told ourselves there are no country lessons for girls who rise independence over codependence now. There are no country lessons for the broken-hearted who just realize they hurt themselves. I told myself a broken lights about how the cold one never cries. I wish it could be so, 'cause strength is fragile, though it takes you more away from me. There are no country lessons for girls who rise independence over codependence now. There are no country lessons for the broken-hearted who just realize they hurt themselves. There are no country lessons for girls who rise independence over codependence now. There are no country lessons for the broken-hearted who just realize they hurt themselves.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I like all the little hand flappies that come up into the screen every time. That's so great. Oh,
And this hand claps here for that wallpaper.
yeah. Who thinks that's praying? Who thinks it's, yeah, high fives. Oh, you talking about the emoji? I think I got confused. Anyway, I'll move on. So we're going to move into our question period here now for Serenade. Are you ready for all the questions coming your way that that are totally unexpected? Great. So you did talk about this a little bit already. The question is, what inspired you to write this song? So we heard a little bit about that. Maybe you want to also include in talking about this question, how you kind of the video process, because I know that you wanted to get together to make a video specifically for this pitch session, but then COVID just like the restrictions descended. So tell us a little bit, say more about writing the song if you'd like to, and then maybe a little bit about the video process as well.
So this has been the hard thing for us, is we haven't been able to see each other in almost 3 months. So we haven't been able to work together and actually play music together in a really long time. The process of this song came out, we wrote this song pretty much the first day we were allowed to get together after the first lockdown. Mm-hmm. Was when we wrote this. This was like one of the first things that I remember writing, going, I need to show this to Allison. This is such a good song and she needs to hear it. And it clicked right away, and we knew this is a keeper. This is one that we're gonna keep working on and keep chewing on. And yeah, and then we did a whole bunch of just kind of casual videos of it, never thinking we'd actually need to use it. So that's kind of how that was used, is that was one of our, videos that we just kind of had for Instagram and kind of went, well, now we got to use it.
We were just recording that as part of the EP. That's why we were sitting down there in the studio.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, we needed that little video.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's the thing that's coming out of this whole time, is just the resourcefulness and the sort of flying by the seat of your pants and using what you got in the time of COVID. So well done. That's great. So then our next question is, why did you choose this particular song to be presented today in this pitch session? Why this song?
I think it was one of so the way we write things, is very much like it has to click right away. That sounds maybe a little lazy, but if it doesn't click within like 2 times of playing it, we won't use it. So, and this one, the way it works is I'll present a song to Allison, I'll sing it, I'll sing the melody, and then she'll create the harmonies over top of it. And maybe this sounds borderline pretentious, but I mean, it sounded feasibly recordable within the first sing through. Like, I started playing it and singing it, the harmonies came over top, just like, that's it, it's perfect. And the reason why we chose to use it is because of its unique message, because I think it really speaks to the idea that it's kind of a reverse role. It's a role reversal song, because so many times you hear country love songs, oh, it's going to be about this guy that the girls really like. It's going to be like a song it's going to be a love song. It kind of is a love song. It's an anti-love song. It's a bit of a role reversal song, and that's why we really like it.
Cool. Yeah, that's great. I think that's kind of harkens back to what the Prairie Joggers were saying too, about like, I like that. I see a theme there of like trying something out, and if it feels good within the first couple tries, bam, that's the thing. And if it doesn't, then you know what, it's maybe not a great fit. And I think that's really great, going with what feels good. For all of you are kind of saying that, and I think that rings true for many artists, and no need to force something that isn't kind of flowing easily. So the next question then is, what influences do you draw on? Tell us a little bit about what inspires you and the influences that you draw on.
Oh gosh. Well, we come from a background of opera singing from like university studies, so we draw on like classical technique, but we like country music, so we switched over from one genre that no one listens to another genre that a lot of people don't like country, so.
Yeah, I think one of the things that, like to elaborate on that, people go, well, how are you using classical technique and what you're doing now? Every single time you open your mouth to sing. When you're dealing with somebody that has a classical background, you're dealing with people who know their instrument and know their voice so well. They know it backwards and forwards, and they can sing for 2 hours and not get tired. They have a full range that they're able to use, and they're in good vocal health. You're not going to deal with people that are going to like, oh, I think I have a little tickle in my throat and I can't sing today. They're really, well, we can be temperamental too. I mean, sure. I mean, no, like, I think in terms of influences, country music has, at its root, always been about having the old combined with the new. And I think that's what makes us work, is I'm the old and Allison's the new. And I first met Allison, it was a combination of me going, I love old style bluegrass. I love the Carter family. I love the Louvin brothers. I love that old style Stanley Brothers harmony of that really traditional bluegrass kind of sound. And Allison goes, oh, do you like Jolene Welsh? Do you like Alison Krauss? I'm like, yeah, but they're not like my favorite thing. And so we kind of...
Jolene Welsh, I don't even know who that is.
No,
I listen to
just agree for now. It's fine.
Yeah, no fighting. Oh, sorry. Okay, like the Sheepdogs and like Alan Jackson and stuff.
Yeah. And
not quite as old school as Geneva.
Yeah, yeah. I'm old school.
Like, I'm not like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not like a Bieber fan. You make me sound like the...
I didn't say you were... Wow, the best friend vibes are really happening here. With yeah, it's it really is that, like, when you listen to us, you can hear that it's a combination of like new ideas and new styles with a respect for the old tradition.
And we're kind of like the joggers too. Like, we thrive on like performing live and like vibing off of each other. Like, we don't really like, recording just feels strange. Like, it would be so much better to like pitch this live and sing live. Like, a video just feels so weird.
Yeah.
And not as like authentic, but.
Okay, so what I'm hearing from everyone is that we don't love being the Brady Bunch here. That's what we're saying. We don't love being the Brady Bunch and are relegated to our little squares on a screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think all of us artists are, and very much the ones here today, are missing being on stage and connecting with audiences like yourselves, presenters.
Yeah, but it's going to be much better when we do get to perform. It'll
Yeah.
be so much more, hopefully.
Absolutely.
I so hard.
Yeah.
You know that.
Okay, wonderful. So then the next question is, what do you think sets you apart from other artists?
Versatility. I think when you look at a set of ours, it's a versatile, it's so many different things coming in show. You can have, we have a cover of On the Road Again. And then I know on Instagram, we had a cover of Christina Aguilera, Genie in a Bottle. Like, it's very much like no stone unturned. We'll try anything. We'll give anything a shot.
And we have like different set lists for different gigs. Like, for doing like a senior home, we have a bunch of songs we do that they'll recognize, and just depending on the audience.
Yeah, we have whole binders of repertoire, which is something that we learned from this process. If we have like 3 binders of repertoire, stuff that's Christmas, stuff that's folk, stuff that's like more traditional country, and probably close to like 70 different songs that we can play, and then trying to create set lists out of those 70 songs gives you a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Variety is key.
Yep.
Variety is the spice of life, as they say, right? Somebody said that sometime and it stuck. Great. Okay, wonderful. So that brings us, thank you so much. That brings us to our final question for you in this part of the session. Why should any of these venues looking to hire artists for their audiences consider you for their venue?
We're the whole package. We are. We've tried really hard to tick all the boxes. We write a lot of our own songs. We've got really good covers. We have a really good look. We're professional. We're trained. You know what you're gonna get, and you look at the videos. You look at who we are. That's what's gonna end up on stage. You won't regret it.
We're just authentic. What you see is what you get. Like, if you watch a video, that's what you're gonna get live.
Yeah. We're just as goofy and weird and quirky, and like, we don't tone it down on stage. She makes fun of me all the time. I start talking about how much I love traditional bluegrass music. She's like, "Are you crying?" I'm like, yes, I am.
What a love of music.
I love my craft.
I can't even imagine after all this COVID, she's gonna cry every song just at the thought of even starting a song. She's gonna be like,
"I'm gonna get verklempt."
Yep.
Is that a German word you learned in opera?
No, that's actually a Yiddish word.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday Night Live.
Fantastic.
Sheena.
Oops-a-doodle. Anyway, okay. Well, thank you so much, Serenade. Really appreciate hearing from you. So, yes, thank you. So now we want to thank, oh, no. Yes. Okay, now we will open the floor up to the audience, to those of you joining us here today, for any additional questions that they may have for the artists. So please feel free to pipe in. I think there'll be a little box where you can select unmute me, and you can use your voices to engage with these wonderful artists.
I'd like to ask a question.
Yes, please.
What's your recording process going to be like for your EP, and where are you recording?
Who are you directing your question to?
Oh, sorry, to Serenade. My apologies.
Well, my father has a studio, so we've been recording we've been using Clayton Halverson, Clayton's studio, which is like also where we took that video. And I've always loved this, that my dad has done a really great job of coaching me and helping me, but also being totally silent when he needs to be. Like, he won't sit there and go, that note was flat. Actually, no, he would do that. But so we have a lot of studio time at our disposal to be able to polish things, try things out, mix things, make things sound good, and a lot of time, which is awesome, because usually you don't have that. You have a time limit when you're writing stuff, and we can just sit there and take a whole day and record Silent Night.
I think he's secretly asking, yo, where's your studio at? Can we also record there?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Just kidding.
In the
So everyone caught that? Because I think for me anyways, it cut out for a second at the initial answer of the question. Your dad has a studio that you all record at.
Yeah.
In your house. Wonderful. Yeah.
Cool. And when you're recording your songs, are you going to record around just one microphone like that and play together?
Yeah, usually.
You get like a nice vintage old school recording.
We've done it both ways. We've done, like, when we did some of our demo recordings, we did some individual stuff, but then we also overlapped and did like gang vocals over top of it. Cool. So that's my dad's word. He said, oh, no, we're gonna do gang vocals. I'm like, okay.
We tried to like instruments separate and then do our voices together once, and then like layer it on top with another voice, like singing again.
Perfect.
Cool. I'm excited to hear it. I'll be looking forward to your EP.
Thank you.
Dude.
Great questions all around. Anyone else?
Wallpaper. Where's that wallpaper from? I'm gonna mute.
The wallpaper. Oh, I can go downstairs and ask Clayton. I don't know. I think it was probably from like Sears 1998.
Not gonna lie, I take a lot of pictures in front of that. I think it's pretty nice.
It's crazy. It's so good.
Selfie lighting too. Just FYI, some pretty good selfie lighting in there.
Really nice.
Do you guys bring out any of your classical training at all live? Like if I were at a show and the artists were to break into some soaring operatic vocal of some sort, I think I'd be pretty blown away.
Yeah.
You guys ever sort of use it?
We've considered it. We used to do a lot of duet recitals together. Like that was our first performance experience, was doing a classical duet recital. And we've actually toyed with the idea of doing arrangements of some of these German duets and doing them for like Serenade, actually, like that song. What is Allison, what's the song called?
Like by Schubert?
It's like,
Schubert.
Well, we went outside and we were just jamming, and we were like, hey, we should just randomly whip out a German opera song and see if anyone notices. And we did, and people were like, what the heck is that going on over there?
Like Sheena and Grace, you guys both have classical training, right?
Not
jazz,
me, no.
just
I just
jazz.
have jazz, yeah.
Jazz.
I'm classical.
But you guys break that stuff up out all the time, right? Like it's pretty effective.
I wouldn't say that I bust out my opera training very often. I will when I want to make a funny Instagram video. but more than anything, but I would absolutely agree wholeheartedly with what Geneva was saying earlier, that it absolutely informs the way that I sing everything. And I also take on, I know that both Geneva and Allison teach, are very active vocal teachers and have many students. And I even in the students that I don't teach as many students as they do, but the students that I do have, the main thing that we focus on is the technique that I learned when I was in, receiving classical training myself. And it just is so informative and creates such a great foundation. I kind of think of it like sort of ballet and dance. Like once you have those sort of key foundational, positions and postures, and like, that mechanism, you can kind of do whatever you want after that. And
it's reliability too. Like I know, because I have my technique, that I can rely on it. And even if I'm feeling a little under the weather or I'm nervous as all heck, I know that if I breathe well and I got my technique, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And like Sheena doesn't sing like, operatic stuff, but like if you go to like Red Moon Road and you listen to her sing a run, you're like, yeah, she's trained. Like you can tell instantly for sure.
Oh, well, that's great. So hire me for your.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need this. Sorry, stop.
Just hire.
This is about you. This is about all of you. But thank you. And just to kind of be clear, the question period is open to anybody. So anybody can ask questions to any of the artists. Yeah.
So if as the questions are coming in, one of the things I think that's really gets missed in this format is the interaction between the artists when it is done live. Mm-hmm. This is my like 7th or 8th emerging artist program, and the thing that I enjoy quite a bit is watching the artists become friends through this. And that is to me the most unfortunate thing about this format, because in past years the artists really got to know each other and understand and become friends, and through that were able to put together a touring package. So instead of like just doing individual shows on their own, if I'm looking at this group right here, like you would do a night of shows where you each do a collection of like, say, a half an hour, and then the rest of the artists would back you up as the backing band. Mm-hmm. It's a really good sort of package deal for the emerging artist thing, and something that whether you continue or if you talk to each other after the fact, I would suggest that those conversations happen. If at all, but it's a pretty good little shtick for selling the emerging artists.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, I have a question. Prairie Joggers, can you name a favorite show that you've ever played with any of your bands? Was it maybe a show where you shared the stage with A1 Sheena of Red Moon Road?
Oh, sorry, we were muted for a second there.
Someone muted us.
Oh, God.
We played together at the Goodwill, right?
Yeah, we did. We played a show at the Goodwill.
Yeah. What was the occasion?
That was our.
You know what? I was hoping you would remind me, but I remember it was a great time, and you were.
Were you playing with the Brandon Transit Service?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it for like New Year's Eve or like Halloween or something? Or?
Yeah, one of those festive occasions.
Yeah. That was our favorite show.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah,
for sure.
We should do it again sometime.
Yeah.
But so now that we've covered that, actually, what can you name a favorite, like a show that you played that stands out in your mind that you'll always remember as particularly rewarding or something, and why?
I think we played Festival de Voyageurs with our other band a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That was with Mise en Scene. We did the Village Idiot stage with Mise en Scene and the treble and JD Edwards, and that was a really fun night. And we were the opening band. We played pretty early, so there was a smaller crowd there when we played, but it was still a really fun show, and that was probably one of the bigger shows that we played. So it was nice to be there and kind of see the amount of professionalism that was going on with the sound techs and the people organizing the event. I think that was
Nothing beats Flavor Country in Langenburg, Saskatchewan.
Oh, Flavor Country Ranch, actually.
If you ever have the opportunity, it is a wild time.
That was a very fun show. We played their season closer at the end of our tour with our other band a couple years ago, and it was a lot of fun. They were great hosts.
Yes, I would agree. Flavor Country Ranch is something
They're-
really special.
Yeah, they're
Langenburg, Saskatchewan.
yeah, Langenburg. Yeah.
It's my hometown. I grew up right near there.
No way, Roland. Really? Amazing.
Yeah, my dad's really good friends with the owners and the son, and yeah,
Did you say you're
it's
from
amazing.
Langenburg?
Esther Hazy's great, actually.
Did you say you're from Langenburg? I missed that.
Yeah.
No, I'm from the area.
Okay.
I'm from Russell, which is like not even
I
like
know that.
15, 20 minutes from there, but I spent a lot of time in that area.
Yeah.
But for the benefit of any presenters who are on now and will watch this in the future, what sort of what can they expect in terms of stage setup? Like if it's just like in a hall, do all of you have your own like PA? Do you have the skills to set it up? Do you know how to do all that stuff, or any lighting, or Prairie Joggers?
Yeah, so for this project right now, it's just the two of us. So it's like we have the ability to bring our own PA system. So it's just drums and guitar.
Yeah. We can mic everything up ourselves.
Right on.
So,
Cohen?
Yeah. So basically I have like the same setup for any show, whether it be like a market or like a festival. So I usually like bring my PA, have that set up. I usually bring about 3 guitars, an acoustic, electric, and a bass, and my looping pedal, my vocal harmonizer, piano / keyboard thing. It's like a MIDI controller. And yeah, I just kind of set all that up and do all the levels on my PA. It's like a Bose, so it has some settings on it. And,
So if you're playing with somebody else, they could plug into your system type.
oh yeah, like I've actually people. It's kind of weird. They'll like come up. I've never met them, and they'll be like, "Can I like play with you?" I'm like, "Sure."
Be
So
wary of that.
I have multiple. I usually have the acoustic, they'll be on electric, and we'll just jam. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
What about-
man. Yeah.
Hey, Allison in Geneva.
We just bring our guitar and banjo and sing usually. We don't usually even bring mics at all or anything, but we do have mics. We just have to plug it into something. We don't really have a PA.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that you're learning, and that's great. And I think for your setup, it'd probably be pretty straightforward, and you could
Yeah.
your mentor could help you out with that.
Wait, you're coming on tour with us?
No, definitely not. No.
Too much for you, is that it?
I will write down the instructions for you.
Oh, nice.
You bring the poodle? Are you sure? It could be fun.
I promise
So-
to bring a dog to your shows.
Grace, what would you say is one of the having done this a few times now, the most important piece of advice to the emerging artists in maybe soliciting or increasing their chances at more shows?
Well, I think this is such a different year, and because they're not really getting a chance to meet the presenters in person, knowing that Manitoba Arts Network will share this video with people who are not here right now. I think one thing I had talked to the Prairie Joggers about was just like making sure that your profile on the website is up to date, and that knowing that people will be visiting that over the next year, as people are starting to book shows again, if they're not booking them right now. That doesn't mean people won't look at it in 6 months or in 8 months. So if anything changes with your project, make sure you keep that up to date. I know it's just one more website to update, but you don't know when all of a sudden people are going to be ready to start booking things again. And then for them to be able to go to your website and, to your site on the Manitoba Arts Network and see that it's been updated, and you guys have current things listed there, I think that will make a big difference for them to feel like you're still working and that you're still wanting to book shows with them. So even though I know this is a little bit of a different year, I think that profile is going to be very important for you as people do start to book shows again. I think they will be looking through that for not only emerging artists, but artists in general. So I think it's important for people to keep that updated.
So just one final question for Roseanne, Sarah, and Leah. Would you suggest our artists here reach out to you directly, or are they permitted to connect with the presenters on their own, to remind them that there is this video that they can watch and links to their information?
I can jump in there unless Leah wants to. What we would recommend is that you send us an email, maybe with a story or something that you want to say to our presenters, and then we can send it out directly. We have like a presenters email list, and we can send it out, kind of announcing your sizzle reel on our YouTube channel. We'll be putting snippets of your sizzle reel on social media next week, and then so if you kind of watch our feed and then share that through your networks as well. We also have a member page on our website that lists all of the members, and then you can, if there's certain communities that you feel you want to reach out to directly, their links to their websites are there, right there. And then, yeah, if the presenter reaches out to you and you can chat with them one-on-one and get things going. I hope that answers your question. Leah, anything you wanted to add there?
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, just if you ever have any questions or anything, you can always reach out to me. We'll make sure that you have my email address. I'm the one who coordinates all of the bookings for performing artists. Yeah, pass along anything that you want to share, like if you want to let presenters know that you're available in a certain time range, or that you have certain new material or anything like that. I'm always happy to share with that with the presenters. And they'll often come to me saying, you know, I have like this event, I'd really like to book somebody. Do you know anyone who might be a good fit? So if I know what you're up to, then that lets me recommend you to the presenters. So that's really helpful.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's
today.
Sorry. I know it's really unprecedented times, but the advantage is that a lot of presenters are looking to Manitoba artists for booking. So that presents a great opportunity for our artists here at home to kind of jot out to do a show. So I think there's some positivity in the new year to look forward to.
I couldn't agree more. You can look forward to let's support local. That's the whole thing right now, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And yeah, as Roland was saying, we started this program back in 2014, and the artists keep getting better and better. And I just wanted to say I was completely impressed by all three of your videos. And I think Cohen and the Prairie Joggers, I think you easily take up a career in filmmaking, you know, on the side. Just the qualities of them was just remarkable, more than what I was expecting. So really great work, all three of you. Just impressed that you guys were able to do that kind of work at a distance. So kudos.
Appreciate
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're also extremely thankful to be part of this program this year. Thank you very much to you and Manitoba Arts Network and all the mentors. We're super pumped to have Grace as well. Thank you, Grace. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, that's so great. If there are any other final questions for everyone, that's probably that.
I have one that's like unrelated to this like whatsoever, and it's directed to Grace. It's been like a long time now, but did you write my bio? Like were you kind
No.
of like, okay, maybe it's a different Grace, and maybe just them. I don't know. It's been so long ago, I couldn't remember. I remember I was like part of this Manitoba music. It was a Creative Manitoba workshop, and one of the mentors was like, "Oh, like I could look at your bio and kind of touch it up," and I thought maybe it was you. But
I don't think so.
I
would hope I would remember doing that.
yeah, I was like, I hope like this isn't the person, because if it is, I'm gonna be like, really butthurt. Like,
I thought you were going to ask Grace about those incredible headphone accessories.
oh yeah,
I
like
thought we were going to talk about her pom-pom earrings. Where did you get pom-poms?
They're pretty
those
amazing.
are really sick. So.
Great. Well,
Between that and then the music wallpaper,
yeah.
my God, I got a lot out of this tonight.
Oh, you're getting a little stir crazy there, Roland. It was a big night.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. Well, I'm very glad that we got that sorted personally. Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you so much to everyone here today that joined us. Thank you to all the artists who attended and to all of the presenters that attended and who will be watching, and for sharing your songs with us. We will be posting their full sizzle reels for you to pursue at your leisure on our YouTube channel, and we will send out links within the next week. So over the past few months, we have also shared the artists' social media handles over Facebook. Don't forget to follow them. All these artists are great and are a great follow, and you'll enjoy their content, and you can keep tabs on the music that they're making and releasing and the things that they're doing mid-pandemic and post-pandemic. And if you are interested in booking these artists, please contact Leah Borchert. Did I say that correctly?
You did. Yeah, that was perfect. Good job.
Excellent. So yes, please get in touch with Leah and you can have these artists on your very own stages. Please save the date for Manitoba Art Network's first digital creation swap with Jen Beaupre and Heather Martins Rempel this Sunday, November 29th, 7 p.m. Again, that's this Sunday, November 29th at 7 p.m. Hope you'll tune in for that. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure.